Okay, I'm back. Here we go. Now, I got this upper drip rail to do now, and got to make sure I have a thick enough piece. I'm gonna go ahead and do it in a couple pieces. It's the best way to do it. Now, give yourself an eyeball, whichever strip you want to use. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the little wider one here. Then I'm gonna go to about here. We'll just cut across carefully. Stop. Alright, pick the corner up. Now, here's where you gotta be careful. The longer the pieces are, the more it's gonna want to curl. So, I pull back a little bit. It gives it a little pressure. Usually it keeps it straight. Well, somewhat straight anyway. And I'm gonna try to line this up on just the top edge, kind of like doing pinstriping. So you just want to overlap it just a little bit. Plus it saves you on cuts. I'll have to cut that a little bit, but for the most part, let me go ahead and burnish it down so you can see exactly what it looks like. Because the less cuts, of course, is always better. So there we go. Now this will give you an idea of how it should look. Let the camera catch up a little bit. Looks nice and smooth, right? A little bit in the back here, kind of goes uphill a little bit just before the curve down. But it gives it a really nice, crisp edge. You know, something you don't have to cut. This one I'm going to have to trim a little bit. Not a big deal. Now I can get a little bit out of there. But I try to put it under where the top piece, you don't have to cut because that's what everybody sees. It's the bottom cuts that they don't see. They really don't stick out to the naked eye as, you know, as fast as, you know, if you cut it on the top. That's why most of my edges on the top look crisp, is I try to line it up and put it on like pinstriping and be right at the edge. So we're going to go ahead and cut this before I do anything else. Apply light pressure. Let the blade do all the work. And slowly drag it down in the crease to where it comes out and there's nothing there. Like that. Kind of pick the edge up. Just a little bit. And up to where you could grab it. And then pull it straight down. And there it is. Now, important key is where you cut, burnish it down. Gives it a nice firm crisp edge and it won't lift on you. The reason I like these is because they got an angle to them. And I keep the angle in them. Because I like to roll it back and forth depending on what area I'm working on. Okay, now you need to make sure the top edge is nice and tight. We're going to go ahead and kind of like push up just a little bit here, which kind of brings everything into place. Kind of gets it right in that crease like it's supposed to be. And then I use the other side of the tip, which is the longest part. I'll come back and I'll drag it real lightly. Not to tear it or rip it or anything. Plus, the reason for that is it lines up with all my vertical bars, as you can see. And we just cut. Remember, don't cut the other foil. Just kind of put the blade on there and turn it out just a smidge and cut up. Same with this. Put it on there, turn out just a little bit, and cut. This way you're not taking away, you know, little pieces out of the other piece. And then you go look at it and go, huh? How'd that happen? Because you had the blade turn in and it was digging. There you go. Then it don't cut anything. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and flip the body upside down a little bit. And then I'm going to find the edge of the inside trim, which ain't real, there ain't a lot of it. Do the same with the back. You got to kind of push it down a little bit. Try to find that edge, and then roll it over. And once you get it all rolled over, Kind of smooth it out a little bit. Now I like to go inside with my finger, that last edge, and push across. This way it kind of locks it into place. Flip it over. Same thing. Light pressure, kind of burns the edges down. And it locks it into place. Now keep in mind, I don't think I've ever showed anybody this. Let me go ahead and zoom in. See how much excess I got on the inside here. Let me see if I can get the light in there so you can see it. There's really not a whole lot. It's just a little smidge, just enough to lock it into place. Now, when I go to paint the inside, if you catch that edge, that'll hold it down too. But if you see it, there's really not much of an edge there. There's not much waste, not much excess. I'm not worried about the inside pieces because I have a silver metallic Sharpie. It works wonders, you know, 2 coats. Hit it with Future, looks just like bare metal foil. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. I've touched up a lot that way too. So there you have it. There's this side. Now all I got to do is fix the vertical for the doorpost there. So we'll go ahead and work on that. I won't zoom out as far so we can kind of stay close here and actually see what I'm doing. Come down with the line lightly, light pressure until it seats. Same with the edges, come down with them. And there. Fold the edges over. Come down, fold the edges over. Just go back and forth, you know, doing each piece. And when you're done, you'll probably see a little line there, you might not. Camera might not pick it up, but yeah, see, I can't even see it now, it's like gone. So by patience, I know a lot of people don't like to do foil, but it's nice. It's better than trying to spray it on. I cheat once in a while and I use a Sharpie, but it's not really correct. Now this one I'm going to go ahead and cut right about here, ever so slightly, because you don't want to see it. And you don't want to cut into the other piece. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. Stick it on the tape there and varnish it down. Gets rid of the edges and it makes it blend in really nice. Now this next part, I don't know if a lot of people do it or not. I don't know if they know about it or if someone's told about it. I was told to use a pencil eraser and I never really liked that. So if we can try to get a visual of what this looks like before I hit it with a Q-tip. Kind of get an eyeball idea here. Kind of shiny in that C-pillar, right? But it's kind of like fuzzy. So, here's what we're going to do. Just your normal Q-tip. Roll it over, ever so light pressure. You don't want to break anything. Don't go too far in the front because you still have to wrap around. If you burnish that front, it'll never stick. Don't ask me why, it just never works that way. I always put a finger in behind, you know, the weakest joints, so when I apply pressure to it, it doesn't snap it. Now, keep in mind, this is just lightly. Nothing fancy. Just something real quick to give you an idea what happens when you hit it with a Q-tip. So here we go. See that C-pillar area? See how shiny that is? It all just kind of like just pops. Kind of crisp, kind of smooth. I don't know, I'm looking at a little 3.5 by 3.5 screen, so I guess you guys will have to be the judgment there. So, there you have it. There's my my tips on bare metal foil. Hopefully, somebody will be able to modify it and use it the way I did, or whatnot. You know, it's up to you. The sky's the limit. I mean, everybody has their forte and ways of doing things. This is just how I do it. So, that's my disclaimer. Let me go ahead and zoom this back out. And I guess I will go ahead and cut and edit. Bare Metal Foil 101 Scale Model Restorations. Have a good day.